Welcome into Coach's Corner. I'm Jordan Woodruff. Good to have you along. And today we're joined by the coach of the HiSteppers, Kristin Smith. And great to have you along today.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You know, for me, when I first got to Ponca doing sports, I had heard a little bit about steppers. So I was like, okay, I hear all about this. But I remember the first football game and seeing their performance and then talking to some of the parents that had steppers and some of the people in the community. And these girls, these are athletes.
Yes.
Let's just put it first and foremost. These girls are athletes.
They really are. They really are. I mean, we are in the gym early every morning, but I don't think a lot of people realize how much stamina and strength it takes to dance. Unless you're a dancer, you make it look easy. You definitely do. But unless you're actually a dancer, you do not realize how much core strength and muscle control and things like that you have to have in order to dance.
I can't dance like those girls. So I've done some two-stepping in my day, but that's really about it. And I will say I get more winded now than I did back in the day. But,
I understand.
But the work regimen, you talked about that. I mean, these girls work as hard as any athlete at Pohi. I mean, these girls all the time, they're getting up early, they're working hard. I mean, This is a very tough regimen.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. They have to be not only strong, but they also have to be flexible. So we have a stretch routine, we have a strength routine, we have like dance technique type things that we go through. To work on turns, work on leaps, things like that. And then, of course, just learning choreography and cleaning choreography. And, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and it's led to a ton of national titles, too. So how many national titles do y'all have now?
As a team, we have 4 overall. Then as my officers have 5. And as far as, you have an overall national championship, so like you're the overall team.
Right.
But then they also do category national champions. And we easily have 60 or 70 category national championships. So whether that be kick or palm or prop or military or whatever, yeah.
You're that team when they come in, they're all saying, oh no, Ponca City's here, right? I mean, that's kind of what you've become, right?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I don't know. We go up against ridiculously talented teams. We really do. So, but I don't know. I hope there's a little of that out there.
Well, I know a little bit, but tell me kind of how long the Steppers have been a part of Pohi High School and how long you have yourself been a part of the Steppers.
Let's see. The actual HiSteppers came from the Dynamiters, which was the big pep squad. And then Marianne Moore, who I think actually lives here again, and I need to meet her. Anyway, she's the one who started the HiSteppers as a drill team, dance team. And I want to say that was in the 70s. And then maybe 60s. I should know that, but I don't. I will have to look that up. But anyway.
I'll put you on the spot. My bad.
Yeah, it's okay. But then I actually was a high stepper when I was in high school here. And when I was in high school, you could only be a high stepper as a junior and a senior.
Oh, wow.
That's it. You could only do. And the high school was only 10 through 12. So sophomores could not be high steppers. You could only do it your junior and your senior year. And then I, of course, went to Oklahoma State and graduated from there and taught a year and then came back to Ponca City. So I have been, it's over 30 years.
Wow.
Over 30 years.
That's something to say. And now I want to go into the nationals. When are your national competitions?
It's March 24th, 25th, and 26th.
26th is my birthday. So somebody win a championship on my birthday.
We'll do it.
But you talked a little bit about different categories, but I think a lot of people maybe would like to know how the national championships work. So you're there 3 days, a lot of different categories. So how does that work for you guys?
Okay, so my officers compete separately, and they compete with 3 different routines, and they normally compete on Fridays, and then my team will compete on Saturday, and we compete with 4 different routines. They will take the 3 highest scores, so that's why we do 4. So we've kind of got 1 to throw away if something happens. But they will take your 3 highest scores, and then whoever, of course, has the top score in those categories. Now, it is like they do small team, medium team, large team, extra large team, super team. Which I really like, because you're competing against the same size team. When we very first started going to American Drill Team Nationals, I had 35, 36 girls on my team, but it went by school size. Oh, wow. And so we were competing against, a 6A designation in Oklahoma is very different than in Texas, but we were still 6A. And so we were competing against teams that had like 70 and 80 girls, 120 girls on it. And then you can do so much more with that than you can with 35 or 36. So I was so glad when they said, they switched to the team size. Seems comparing to apples at that point.
Where's the Nationals at?
At Denton, Texas, University of North Texas.
All right, so not too far of a drive.
No, it's not too bad.
And a great trip as always, I would imagine, especially when you're winning championships.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is always fun.
So next thing I want to get into, it's something that I have thoroughly enjoyed during basketball games. We'll be on the air while it's going on, but I am watching out there because this mini stepper clinic, it is so much fun. And I think the deadline's passed to sign up, but lots of numbers this year for this mini stepper clinic.
Yeah, we have almost 200 girls signed up for mini steppers, so we're super excited about doing that. And it is always so much fun. And it's crazy to look back over the years because I've coached so long, but so many of the girls that were mini steppers and then are high steppers for me. And so, of course, they always bring, oh my gosh, Miss Smith, this was when I was a mini stepper. And, it's just cool to see them, to keep that interest in the team and to say, hey, I was a mini stepper and that's my goal, is to be a high stepper. And so many of them achieved that. It's really cool.
Well, and I think another thing that's so cool for me when I look at it, I think the girls would have to massively enjoy this too. And sometimes the best way to learn is also to teach, right? So I would imagine this really helps those girls not only become better steppers, but they have a blast doing it.
Oh my gosh, they love it. This next week is one of their favorite weeks of the year. It's so much fun, and the kids are so much fun, and they just in those 4 days they develop a relationship with their little group of girls. And I always hear my girls tell me later on, oh, I saw one of my mini steppers and she came running up and gave me a hug, and they just love that. It's fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I grew up in a small school, but I remember like the elementary kids, they look up to like those high school kids so much. And Ponca has that small town feel.
Yes.
But at the same time, I would imagine these little girls, they look up to these steppers so much, and in a way, you become friends for life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's always so cute when they come up and want my girl's autograph or something. I just love that. Or, it's I don't know. It's fun, and they definitely do. It's just a cool experience.
It's a 3-day deal. It's really good, and then you have the performances, which of course that's what I see, and those are always fun. When are those this year?
They are Friday the 10th at the last basketball game. So a week from today, they'll perform. And they are always so cute. So cute. And there's always one of them, that wants to run around the gym instead of
that would be my kid in that situation. So, but it is so much fun to watch them. And we'll be streaming at PoncaCityNow.com for that. So if anybody wants to tune in, we may have some breaks during that time, but I try to line it up where we can at least see both those squads perform of the halftime of the girls with the little ones, and then the halftime of the boys is the older ones.
Older girls, yeah.
So, a lot of fun with that. Anything else we need to know when it comes to what's going on with the Pohai Steppers?
Nothing right now. We're just honestly, we're just hitting it hard for nationals. Tonight we're putting our palm routine that we're doing tonight is our palm routine for nationals. So it's not nationals ready quite yet, which that's the problem with.
It won't be until you hit the floor.
Exactly right. And but it's ready to go. It's a really fun, upbeat, fast palm, and I think the crowd will really like it.
I got to ask the choreography of things. That has to be that's a super important part. How complex and how challenging is that?
Well, I choreograph a lot of what we do, and it kind of depends on what the music speaks to me as. I always tell my girls when they say, "Hey, Miss Smith, can we kick to this?" And I'm like, "Well, it depends if it speaks to me. We'll see." Yeah, it is our choreography. Especially, I did not choreograph our pom. One of my really good friends, who I've choreographed with forever, Jennifer Hart, choreographed our pom, and it is very intricate. It is very fast. Parts all over it. So girls not doing the same thing at all. I mean, parts all through it. It's hard. It's hard.
If I tried to choreograph something like that, they'd all be running into each other. So I mean, I'll leave that part of it to you because you're very excellent at it.
Well, thank you.
And like I said, not only for nationals when you're probably at your best, but I mean, these girls, they seem at their best for all these performances at halftime of all these games too.
Thank you.
So
Thank
I mean, it just shows the discipline that is involved, and the discipline that, in a way, is demanded of these steppers.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I tell them up front, there's no way we're going to accomplish any goal if we don't start from day one. We have to start being disciplined, doing what we're supposed to do, looking at the little things right from day one. You can't just decide a week before nationals, well, hey, now I'm really going to make sure I walk toe ball heel, and now I'm going to make sure I have great facials, and now I'm going to make sure I'm sharp. It doesn't work that way. You got to do, it's got to be muscle memory.
Yeah, and you're judged on every aspect from head to toe.
Absolutely. Yes. And when we're practicing, I'm like, I better not hear a judge say, whatever, because that's what I'm seeing right now. So, yeah.
All right. Well, best of luck. I know
Thank
it's
you.
coming up in a few months, or in a little over a month. We'll probably talk to you again before then, maybe
Great.
after then. So,
Okay.
But
That
I
sounds
look
good.
forward to that. And like I said, I want somebody to win a championship on my birthday.
That would be
right?
awesome.
So
I would love it.
get that
Let's do
done.
it. Let's do it.
So, Kristin Smith, really appreciate you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's the head coach of the HiSteppers. Just an amazing group of girls, has been for a long time. Amazing athletes that really put on great performances, but also win a ton, as we heard, national championships. So Jordan Woodruff saying so long. Until next time, go Cats.